Alright, we are starting a new month and I am going to be doing something a little different this month. I'm trading a different futures contract, which is the /MES, which is a tenth the size of the one that I have been trading. And it requires only, I think it was around 1,200 in order to trade one contract. However, Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, requires $1,500 in order to trade futures. And so I'm going to have a $200 buffer that I'm going to allow myself, still trading with a paper account, but getting ready to hopefully switch over to a real money account. And so I'm practicing what I'm actually going to be doing. And so I definitely need to be adjusting my thinking. It's not going to be quite as extraordinary amounts of money. We're going to focus on more percentages instead of dollar amounts. And but you'll have to do both. So anyway, with 30%, which I believe is pretty reasonable, that's what I've been doing in the past with the other, about $25.50 every day. That'll allow me to make about $500 in 1 month with $1,700 to begin with. So that's kind of my goal. It is a little ambitious, but I think it's doable. All right, and the other thing to remember with this is each contract is going to cost a little bit more. It costs $4.50. I shouldn't say more. I should say it costs more than like trading real stocks. If you're used to trading, ETFs or real stocks, there really aren't any commissions. But when you trade futures, there's always commissions. And so the MES is actually a little bit less commission than the ES. So I'm trying not to make too many trades in and out. I want to try to maybe hold them a little bit longer. Kind of looks to me like it has kind of lost momentum overnight and we're at a peak. And so I do think that it's probably going to be dropping, and it looks like this is a pretty good support level right here. So I got into a short position right here and it went up a little bit. All right, so it went up a little bit more and I just left my stop in place and I got stopped out. So it did seem like we have been pretty uptrending the last month or two. And so we're kind of fighting that. And also you can see that the trend line on the main screen is uptrending. But I was kind of thinking that I saw it tipping over and I really thought it would probably drop. So my first trade, I lost 20 bucks and tried it again. I tried it getting in here at the gold SMA. I tried to wait a good long while until it looked like it really was turning over and got into a short position here and it got stopped out again. I had a really tight stop on that time. So now that was a $10 loss for the second trade. So it still looked like it was going to tip over. I'm thinking maybe I set my stop a little bit tight maybe because I do think it's going to drop. So I did try a third short and it looked promising here. At this point, I've only made $16.25 and I'm still fighting the old mentality of how much I've made, and I think that's why I didn't get out here. Probably should have gotten out because then it went up again and I decided that at this point it's 10:30. It was moving really, really slow this morning. I still felt like it was probably going to drop, so I canceled my stop and I just kind of walked away for the day. Checked it every once in a while. And every once in a while it would dip down and this is where I got in. So that was kind of hopeful. Kind of held the SMA there for a while and then it dropped through. So again, it came back down to this point. And again, I could have gotten out or at least put in a stop, so I locked in my profits. But I didn't. Still kind of just waiting for it to drop. I put in the limit order right at the trough, the lowest point right there, which I felt was fairly reasonable amount to expect it to drop. And this is 12:30. And checked it there. Kind of went and put some lines through here. some, resistance levels. And then right after the closing bell, I went back and checked it, and it had gone way up today. And then it dropped. At this point, that was like just before the closing bell. And that often does that. It will make a nosedive or make a big movement right at the last, 10 minutes of the day. And so I was very excited to see that, yes, it had dropped way below. And here's my limit order. I kind of waited to see how far it might go and decided that it wasn't going to probably drop too much farther. So I went ahead and got out right there. And then I basically ended up losing $18.50 today. So yeah, it was a lost day of 1%. So, I'm still just trying to get into the swing of trading something different. So I'm not going to give up yet. But anyway, thanks for joining me.